Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crazy Dreamer Network. My name is AJ and let's hop right into today's reading. So today's reading is a pick a card about what is spirit urging you to learn about your life right now, okay? So what is spirit urging you to learn about your life right now? We have four piles. Pile number one, pile number two, pile number three, and pile number four. Pile number one, we have the Amazonite heart crystal. Pile number two, we have a crystal shark. Pile number three, we have an argonite crystal. And pile number four, we have a unakite jasper crystal. Okay. So again, my lovely dreamy dreamers, pile number one, pile number two, pile number three, and pile number four. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye. Hey, pile number ones, welcome back to your reading. So you all chose this Amazonite heart crystal in regards to what spirit is urging you to learn about your life right now. And I think in regards, especially with the meaning of the Amazonite heart, which is a soothing stone crystal, and it talks about calmness, tranquility, and finding that inner peace. It also correlates to the thyroid as it pertains to its properties, its healing properties. So, like, I feel like spirit, God, source energy, the Most High, is urging you to learn how to stand up and speak up for yourself and the magic that that has and the impact that that has in your life when you do it, but do so out of love, out of kindness, out of tenderness, right? In a calm, cool, and collected manner, right? And this could just be one facet of that. Obviously, we're going to go deeper into the message, but that's what I'm getting, right? I'm definitely getting like throat chakra energy, especially with the Amazonite being blue, right? And I feel like there is a calmness to how you communicate, and there is a calmness to how you translate certain things, and it actually works more for you than against you, because maybe other people in your life, you know, almost like do the same things that you do, but they see different results, and maybe results that aren't skewed in the most positive way for them because how they communicate, right? You ever hear the notion it's not what you say, but how you say it? And I feel like God, spirit, source, energy is urging you to kind of like hone in on this talent that you have as it pertains to like this calmness that you seem to almost like exude and like give people permission or even teach people about how to live a more calm, more soothing existence, okay? So let's put your crystal right here and go further into the message by revealing your pile selection card. And we have the prayer. I love this so much. So I'm actually going to read from the guidebook, the prayer. So, but before I do that, I do want to see, it's almost like people might reach out to you and ask you to pray for them because how calm your life is. And maybe they may want to exude that calmness in their life. They might want to soothe old wounds or wounds that pop up, like, you know, that's very deep down inside of them. And they're asking God, spirit, source, energy, the Most High, for guidance. And maybe they even ask you as a conduit of that light to help them to best communicate. And when I say that, I mean, like, look, we're all individuals and we all have our own, I would say, like, hotline to source, right? You know, if we channel it. But I feel like also you might have certain tools that other people find alluring that helps them to better communicate maybe with spirit, or you might have a certain knack for communication with spirit, or you embody something through spirit, if that makes sense, or you use spirit through you or something like that, pile number ones. And I feel like people, they reach out maybe to you for help and assistance in their time of need because they feel your calmness, your calm spirit, your calm soul. You see how this Three of Swords and this Queen of Pentacles, it's like soothing these broken hearts. You have that talent, you have that ability, pile number one. And I feel like Spirit really wants you to learn that and hone it, and to just be a source of inspiration or help to others when they're in need, right? Within your own boundaries that you also need as an individual person also. But I do want to read a little bit of this prayer card for you from the guidebook. I feel like people put so much time and energy into making these guidebooks. I feel like I have to like read from them. Like I could just totally go intuitive, but I feel like the message, either mine or the person, the author, it needs to touch somebody, right? We need different perspectives. So if anybody wonders like, gosh, why does she always read from the guidebook? That's why I feel like I want to, really collaborate with other artists who take the time out, and not just artists, but authors who take the time out to really make these wonderful decks along with the guidebooks that come with them. But I digress. Let's look at this. We have the tools, and it's the prayer 195. So let's see. Okay, so here we go. It says the worship. Okay, so it says the prayer, the worship, the reverence, the homage. It says what, and it's funny because I guess that's really what I meant in a nutshell. I want to pay homage to these authors and to these creators of these tarot decks that mean so much to. I know means so much to me, and I know means so much within my work that helps other people, So anyways, but yeah, the worship, the reverence, the homage. It says, what is prayer? When are we in a state of prayer, and when are we not? To whom or what do we pray? Archetypally, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us towards illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service. Whatever prayer is for you, this card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. Nothing else will do. And it says when light offering to be of service, asking for guidance. It says when dark, expecting results, self-aggrandizement. It says go deeper, ask to be of service. It says experiment with the act of bowing down. Nearly all spiritual traditions make a practice of prostration. And then it says every song, kiss, breath, word can become a prayer. It is a feeling, not an action. Consider the ancient mantra, Ag Nama Guru Devamo. I bow to the creative consciousness within. I bow to the teacher within. So again, at this time, Spirit could be urging you to learn. Spirit could be urging you to learn how to pray right now, how to really be of reverence, and not just to yourself, but to others, right? It could be teaching you the fundamentals of gratitude, and Spirit could be teaching you really to do without pedestalizing the outcome, right? Just to do out of reverence, out of grace, out of rapport to not only your loved ones, but maybe to your community, maybe to the people who ask for your help outside of your family, outside of your friends, right? In any which way, okay? So I digress, pile number ones. Let's hop into your reading. We have at the bottom of the deck the Page of Pentacles, which I think is hilariously fitting due to the topic of this reading. So the Page of Pentacles is really suggesting that you are starting to take time out to almost unlearn everything you've ever learned about prayer, perhaps, and about reverence and paying homage to people, circumstances, things in your life, and you're relearning how to do this, right? It's always like a constant perpetuation. It's always like a constant loop of like learning all over again, right? How to pray, how to feel. So like, let's say you used to pray with one of your parents or your grandparents and you used to, have nighttime prayers. As I lay me down to sleep, I pray you feel it in my soul to keep, my Lord. That's what I used to say. I pray the Lord, my soul to keep, right? And that is a very a starter prayer. So maybe now your form of meditation for you, your form of prayer, for you is meditation, right? You might get up in the morning and meditate for 20 minutes, and before you go to sleep, you'll meditate, right? So it's almost like the same type of sustenance, but in a different way. It's almost like oatmeal. You used to eat oatmeal in the morning, and now you eat an apple in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You're still getting sustenance, you're still getting nourishment, but it's through a different faculty, right? So that's what I'm getting. And like God, Spirit, Source energy is really asking you to just maybe even there could be someone in your life asking you like how to do this, how to do that. And you're giving them tidbits, you're honoring them by telling them what prayer actually means. And I know I talk about this a lot on this channel. I don't think prayer just means to beg God, Spirit, Source energy, the Most High, for things. It means to already be in the state of receptivity to it, almost like as if you already have it, living as if you already have it, embodying it. You know what I'm saying? To the most of your ability, right? Like, let's say you're asking for an increase of abundance in your life, no matter what the abundance is. That could be an abundance of cash or money. That could be an abundance of friends, family, people in your life. That could be an abundance of people to serve in your life. You have to start acting as if. So let's just say, just because this is kind of like seemingly the most asked for. Let's say you are asking for an abundance of money. You have to start acting as if, feeling, that's what I mean. Feeling as if you already have that cash that you're asking for. You already have that extra that you're asking for. Now you might be asking, well, how do I do that? If I don't have it, that's going to be hard to do. You just feel as if you are so happy and grateful now that you already have this. You go to sleep feeling comfortable that, okay, I'm taken care of, I am stable, or that bill has been taken care of, or I already have this item that I wanted the money in the first place to purchase, right? That feeling state, because like Abraham Hicks says, the only reason why we want for things outside of ourselves is because we think it'll make us feel better when we get it. But we don't have to wait until we get it. We can already hone that feeling, because the feeling it's an internal thing, right? Outside things could provoke it, but that's very momentary, right? It doesn't last. That's why we have to cultivate that reverence and those good feelings, those God feelings within, typically before we get the things we ask for, because then we would have perpetuated a state of good feelings once those things come in, and then we just feel more of that gratitude when they appear in our lives. And I really hope that makes sense. But again, pile number one, let's hop into your reading. So we're going to start right here. I will be doing the Celtic cross spread layout for this reading. So starting with our pile number, starting with the first card, we have in the you now heart of the matter position is the magician. You know that you can have, do, and be anything you want in this lifetime, pile number one. And I feel like God, spirit, source, energy, your higher self wants you to kind of learn and tap more into your own power, right? Stop looking for things outside of yourself to fulfill you or to aggrandize you, where you are the power, you are the magic, you are the prayer, right? You're a walking embodiment of the things that you're asking for. It's already within you. As above, as below, so above, as within, so without, or as, below, so above, It's the same thing. The things that happen and perpetuate in our lives typically are due to a feeling state that we possess. And the longer we feel them, the more prominent they're going to exude on our 3D reality, right? So it's really good, especially right now, to really hone a really good vibrational state, because we don't get what we want, we get what we are a vibrational match to, right? So with the magician card and the you in the you now position and the heart of the matter position, I feel as if pile number ones, you all already kind of know this, or you have this general understanding of it, but God, spirit, source, energy is really calling you right now to maybe delve deeper into your magnificence, into your power, your personal power, and how you can alchemize any situation for your benefit and the benefit and the highest benefit of others, right? So here in the blockage position, we have the sun, okay? So exactly, you're not seeing this truth. Or I won't say you're not seeing it, but it's almost as if you are kind of disregarding this truth. Because I feel like you know it to a certain degree, but you are not really honing this truth like as much as you could be, right? As much as you know it, you're not maybe practicing it to your capabilities. And I feel like God, spirit, source, energy really wants you to hone this, because you could completely transform your life from zero, from like just completely switch things around for yourself. And it's almost like you've been asking for something for so long, but it's almost like you're experiencing these moments of cognitive dissonance where you see yourself one way, right? But your actions aren't aligning to, you know what I mean? What it is that you want. Or maybe you're starting to take action, right? And this is also where the sun comes in. You might not be seeing results just as of yet, but it's about to appear in your life because you have been taking the action that you need, because the magician also stands for action, right? It's represents the masculine energy, and the high priestess represents the feminine energy. So this is meaning to take action and meaning to really solidify your thought forms, right? Really identify the thoughts that you think and guard against the gate of your thoughts from these really kind of like insidious thoughts that happen to come in. And maybe it's not even thoughts of your own, but because we tend to be open vessels and don't really practice as much as we can spiritual hygiene, we tend to be susceptible to certain thought forms that creep in on us, and then they could kind of like knock us off our game a little bit. So with the magician and the sun card being here, and the sun card being in the blockage position, or just the overall energy, it's almost like you aren't honing it's almost like, you know how they say like humans only use a very small percentage of their brain, but they have all this power that they are able to tap into if they just kind of like did the work. This is what I'm seeing with these two cards, and this is what I'm seeing that God, spirit, source, energy wants you to really start honing in on in regards to what you need to learn about your life. You really have a freaking huge capacity to transform your life and the life of others. And I feel like pile number ones, you're going to start to really lean into that. you're really going to start to lean into that, right? So in the third position with your conscious goal, we have the Three of Swords. And I feel like your conscious goal is to heal, whether it be yourself, whether it be other people. Your conscious goal is to heal and be healed, right? And to perpetuate that. And I think that's noble. And I think, obviously with the prayer card being here, a lot of it will be, a lot of that healing will happen for you or has happened for you already. Take what I'm saying, if it resonates, and leave the rest. But I feel like through prayer, through reverence and gratitude of God, spirit, source energy, your higher self, the Most High, whatever you consider the source, right? Or whatever name you put to the source. So I also feel as if your conscious goal is to, what I was going to say, sorry about that, pile number ones. So what I was going to say is even gratitude is a prayer. Gratitude alone is a form of prayer, okay? So I feel like being grateful already in the present that you have been healed, that your heart is healed, and that other people who might be coming to you, they're already healed, right? So in the unknown influence position with the Two of Wands, I feel like you've been planning a lot of your life. You've been planning, and you have been really taking action, or planning to take action and to take course. Planning to take action on the course that you're already in, and you are really you're headed in the right direction, pile number ones, with the Two of Wands, okay? You're looking far into the horizon in regards to, how far you've come and where it is that you're going. And I feel like God, Spirit, Source Energy wants you to lean in on, you know what? I feel like you're getting a lot of confirmations too, pile number ones, that you are headed in the right direction in your life in general. And that's what God, Spirit, Source Energy, the Most High wants you to learn about your life right now. Like, it's really headed in a really beautiful direction, right? So in the past influence, we have the Hierophant. Like I said, pile number one, people might come to you and ask you to pray for them, or ask you for certain techniques as it pertains to their lives. And I feel like maybe time and time again, you tell them, pray, right? And maybe you tell them how you pray, and you offer that advice, guidance, and wisdom to them, and it really helps them. You see, it's interesting too, because these two people standing at the feet of the Hierophant represents like initiative, or they say like acolytes or something. Not acolytes. It's another term that they use in one of the books that I read about tarot, but they're initiates, right? And it's almost like they're given the keys to wisdom. They're given the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, right? Through this spiritual teacher here. And I feel like this is you. Like you have maybe honed a lot of wisdom and spiritual teachings over the course of however long you've maybe been studying occult knowledge or spirituality, or even certain like religions, global religions, humanities, right? And you have been endowed with so much wisdom that you're able to give to others, right? If they come to you asking you, if they come to you seeking it, right? Like I said in a couple of the other readings before this one, it says in the Kabbalion that the lips of wisdom are open to the ears of understanding, right? So in the approaching influence position, we have the Two of Swords. And I feel like, and it's interesting too, pile number ones, you might also have been drawn or called to check out pile number fours as well. If you are, I would definitely suggest to go check that out. You don't have to, of course, but I think it would, I think it might pertain, some information in that reading might pertain to you. But again, with the Two of Swords and the approaching influences, you're going to have to make a head over heart decision about something or someone. And this could this could be in regards to what it is that you're manifesting, right? This could have something to do with your thoughts, the thoughts that you think, or what it is that you're manifesting. And I also have a feeling that there's going to be something really beautiful coming in because you have really honed in a lot of peace, right? The Two of Swords also stands for making a peaceful decision, or coming, like almost like a meditative state, right? Because you have to make a sound decision, a aligned decision as it pertains to your head and your heart. You have to use both of those faculties to decide about something, right? And I always like to see the back of the Two of Swords when it pertains to the waters, which equals emotion, as peace be still. I always think of peace be still with the Two of Swords. And so I feel as if maybe this could be you, or this could be somebody else in your life. You have been asking, praying, manifesting peace, right? Peace of mind, a lighter heart. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like what's coming in is you're just deciding to be that way because that's how you manifest things. You live it, you embody it, you feel it, right? So with the inner resource or talent position, we have the Tower. And I love this in the inner resource and talent position because it's almost like you help people pick up the pieces. You enlighten people as well. You help people to like really get deep down and dirty into what it is that they need to do and what it is that they need to ask for. And when I say deep down dirty or whatever, I mean like to the nit grit, like we're not surface over here, right? We are going deep. Like, what are you fearing? Like really getting down to like the quote unquote 7 deadly sins: greed, jealousy, envy, or whatever else the other sins are. I can't think of them right now. That would shake a person up enough to know that they have to now build on a solid foundation because of those 7 deadly sins. That is, it's almost like building something on quicksand. Yeah, you'll be able to build it. Yeah, you'll be able to manifest it. But when it comes around, when it finally appears in your life, you won't be happy. It'll be like the opposite. It'll just magnify the problems in your life, usually, right? And you help people, and God, Spirit, Source, Energy is urging you to learn about your life is that you help people through dark times. You help people see the light through dark times, right? It's not what happens to a person, is what story are they continuing to replay over and over and over again in their head that makes their external reality seem bleak or seem like they've dug themselves in a hole that they can't get out of. But that is not the case. I feel like you open people up to the truth, even if it's like shocking to them, even if it's startling to them, because once they're opened up to certain truths about themselves, and I feel like it's never in a malicious way, it's in a very calm, soothing, loving way, then they're able to start rebuilding from the ground up. Pile number ones. And this is beautiful. Wow. So in how others see you is the Queen of Pentacles, which is gorgeous, gorgeous energy. Okay, they see you as someone who's very nurturing, someone who's stable, mind, body, spirit, and of the pocket, someone who would give someone else, the shirt off of their back, to welcome them into their home, to take care of them in times of need. Very nurturing, kind, compassionate, and abundant person. And this is how people see you, no matter male, female, it doesn't matter, male, female, or however you identify. This is how people see you, someone who's compassionate, someone who's kind, and someone who is not only abundantly giving with their time and and other things, but with their resources. And this could be the resources of the mind as well, and of the pocket, or, right? So hopes and fears, sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing, but hopes and fears, we have the Six of Pentacles. And I feel like you hope to give in a very even and evenly distributed way, right? You hope to give and you hope to receive, but I feel like your fears is that you don't want to give too much to just one person that outweighs what you give to other people, and then you don't want to give so much to maybe where you feel taken advantage of. But again, with the Two of Wands and the Six of Pentacles, I feel like right now how you're giving and what you're giving is in alignment, right? You're right on track with what it is that you're giving and how you're giving of your time and your resources and your love and your compassion and how you nurture folks, right? Is just kind of keep this balance, right? Because even this Two of Swords stands for balance, okay? So it says in the outcome position, we have the King of Swords, okay? So this is air energy, and we have a good amount of air energy here with the King of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Two of Swords. So this could either mean a Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini maybe could be coming in, or you are very strategic as it pertains to your mental capabilities. You're very sharp. You say what you mean and you mean what you say. You could be really honing your gift of gab, so to speak. Although I feel like with the King of Swords, they don't do much talking. They're all about like clear and concise communication, right? And they don't really mince their words, and they could be very stern. So in the outcome position, you could be like, you know, kind of like cutting off certain people, places, or things that might take too much of your time or your energy, or could be asking a lot from you right now. That can be a situation that you're dealing with. Or what I'm getting is you're just getting very clear on your directive, what it is that you're doing as the spiritualist, as a spiritual teacher, as someone who a lot of people come to in their time of need, and you know, could be asking a lot of questions or a lot from. You're getting very clear on maybe even how you do your business, right? If you all have any spiritual businesses, or you look to spirituality in order to find out certain insights about your business, about your profession, about your vocation, right? You're getting real clear and you're leveling up, right? You're leveling up as it pertains to how you strategize your thinking, right? You're maybe doing things a lot more conventionally than you would have in the past, right? And I just seen 3737 on the timer, whatever that means to anybody out there. But again, I feel like you're getting real clear, real sharp, real analytical about how you move in this spiritual space, right? Because it's interesting because we have prayer, we have the Hierophant, and these are really two intensely spiritual cards, right? So I feel like you could be praying and asking God, Spirit, Source, Energy, your higher self, the Most High, about what it is that you need to do next to structure your life in regards to helping others, right? In regards to communicating certain things, maybe through spirit. And here's another thing, right? Especially with these two cards, maybe you are used as a conduit of spirit, right? You're being used as a conduit of spirit. This, to me, the King of Swords, I have one deck that really, I love how they articulate the King of Swords, and I think it's like the strategist of communication or something like that. You are a conduit of the Most High, and I feel like people know that, and so they come to you whether they know it or not. They just feel drawn to you. So I feel like the outcome is you're just the king of your domain. You are very wise beyond belief as it pertains to how and what you communicate, okay? And I think that's really, really amazing, pile number ones. I know this was a long reading, so forgive me, but I do want to pull a couple cards before we conclude your reading. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck. Is there anything else, advice, guidance, or wisdom you would like for our pile number ones to know? To conclude their reading, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number ones to conclude their reading. Clear, concise. Okay, that flew out. So we have birds of a feather. Okay, card number 25. So I'm getting birds of a feather flock together like attracts like, excuse me, pile number one. So I feel like you're going to be very conscientious about how you're thinking in regards to other people, because you're going to be attracting a lot of like-minded individuals into you, maybe into the near future. Okay, tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate advice, guidance, and wisdom for our pile number ones. Okay, I'm going to pull 2 more cards, pile number ones. Beyond the ordinary, card number 45. This is you, pile number ones. Y'all are beyond the ordinary. And I feel like your life is becoming very mystical. I feel like a lot of things that happen, you're like, okay. okay. Like, you take it in stride, right? But you feel like, wow, this was something else. So I feel like you're paying a lot more attention to how the magic that occurs in your life. And it's like, it really truly is beyond the ordinary, okay? So let's see, one more card. I'm actually going to also read the key concepts of each of these cards before we end your reading. I'll also read the key concepts before we end your reading as well. So one more card, Spirit. Okay. Card number 47, Sacred Reverence. Reverence came out in the prayer card too. That's really amazing. And we also have a key here, and then we have a Hierophant. So I feel like God's Spirit Source energy is giving you the key to something, okay? Or is unlocking a whole new realm of wisdom within you, pile number ones. We have card number 31, to Call of the Muse. This is the first time we're getting this card so far. So let's see. I'm going to read a little bit of each of these key concepts in these cards for you before we end your reading. I think this is the first time we got this card too. It says, card number 25, Birds of a Feather. Sharing, community, a sense of belonging, fellowship with like-hearted people, understanding the concept of we before me. And I feel like this is really who you are. Like, you are really paying reverence and love and compassion to the people around you right now. And you're being called to, you know. So card number 45, excuse me. It says beyond the ordinary, and we have the mystical, the ineffable part of life, trusting in the invisible world without understanding it, recognizing that some things cannot be known in advance and are not meant to be grasped intellectually, the awareness that everything is as it should be, even if it doesn't make sense. We have card number 47. And it says Sacred Reverence. I feel like you've been in a state of prayer. And I feel like God's Spirit Source energy is asking you to lean into that prayer. So it says Sacred Reverence, key concepts, all for the truth that Spirit is everywhere. Inspiration coming through you as a result of reverence. Joyful living, exploring possibilities with curiosity, spiritual passion, manifesting from the starting point of the realm of spirit. This is what's happening. I feel like you've just decided to be in a state of reverence. Like, you maybe just up and decided out of nowhere to be in a state of reverence. And since then, your heart has been lighter. You've been attracting really great people into your life, like-minded individuals. And you're a living personification of prayer right now. And you could be, a lot of people could be gravitating towards you because of that. Okay. So let's see. We have card number 31. And this is the Call of the Muse. So let me show you all this. Call of the Muse. It says key concepts, creative expression, being in the flow of creativity, tuning into inspiration, allowing creativity without being self-conscious, writing and journaling as a means of connection. So I really love this. So yeah, so I feel like your prayer and the way you pray, pile number one, could be through your self-expression, could be through your creative outlet as well. Okay, so with that being said, my lovely dreamy dreamers, I love you so much, pile number ones. If you like this reading, if it resonated, please hit the thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Share this content with loved ones, family, friends, or anyone who you feel would best benefit from the messages provided here today. Again, I love you so much, dreamy dreamers, and I'll see you in our next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number twos, welcome back to your reading. So you all chose this little shark, okay, as your crystal. And so what I'm getting in regards to what Spirit is urging you to learn about your life right now is, again, I don't know why I just got your bite is harder than your bark, even though that's, this is a, Hey, pile number twos, welcome back to your reading. So you all chose this shark crystal as your pile selection. And what I'm getting that Spirit is urging you to learn about your life right now is, you are mightier and you are stronger and you are like, I want to say like the most powerful like fish in the pond, so to speak. You're like the most powerful fish in the pond. I feel like with this shark totem, you could be asked to be very sharp in your thinking and sharp about what it is that you're wanting, right? You have a big bite, or you could take a big bite or a big chunk out of something as well. I'm not too keen on what sharks actually mean in regards to spiritual understanding, but they're fast. They're the hunters of the seas, right? And people don't mess with them. So, you know what I'm saying? They're fierce. They're fierce creatures. So what I'm getting that Spirit is urging you to learn more about your life is that you're super fierce. And I wanted to say a fierce competitor, but there is no competition. There is no competition. You're your competition from who you were yesterday and in the past to now, right? So maybe that's even what God, Spirit, Source, Energy wants you to learn is that you're a force to be reckoned with, pile number twos. And I feel like maybe you're being called to really hone in on that. Okay? We do have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, so this could even be in business, right? You are like a shark. Once you set your eye on something, and once you even perceive a little blood in the water, you pounce, right? So that's what I'm getting to. You're very fierce. And I feel like honing more of that fierceness is what's going to do it for you. It's what's going to get you to this 10 of cups. But we'll get to that in a minute. So let's reveal your pile selection card. We have the Eternal Child, okay? So some of you all could have a lot of Aries in your natal chart or could be have Aries in your sun sign, right? Because I get the Eternal Child, I'm getting the Sun card, and we have the Sun card here. And I always get Aries as it pertains to, the child of the zodiac, the babies of the zodiac, right? So yeah, y'all are effervescent. I also get y'all look a lot more innocent than you are, right? I feel like people might underestimate you. People might have even called you naive in the past or almost tried to undermine your intelligence, right? Because sharks, I think they're very intelligent. Are they mammals? I know dolphins are mammals, but they're very intelligent creatures. And I feel like they really pounce and hone in on certain opportunities. And I feel like, people could undermine your intelligence because of like how you look or how they perceive you, or maybe you look innocent or like childlike or something like that. Or maybe because you're like an eternal optimist and people like try to take that as a weakness, but really you're super sharp. And like, if push came to shove, like you would excel in the business world, you know? Okay, think about Shark Tank, right? And I'm getting this because we have the emperor right here. So I feel like, okay, y'all could be, you know, some of y'all, obviously not everyone, could have sun sign in Aries or have a lot of Aries or fire aspect in your chart. But with the shark here is like, I'm getting like on Animal Planet, the deadliest catch. Like, y'all are swift on what it is that you want and how you go about things. And it could be in regards to business. You're a very shrewd business person and your looks are deceiving. You might not come across like that, but when people start to work with you or when people start to ask you for advice in regards to business or something, you are on it. Like, and people are shocked. They're like, what? They're kind of like taken off guard. Okay, so let's hop into your reading pile number 2. We have at the bottom of the deck the Emperor. So like you're in control. And I feel like God, Spirit, Source Energy wants you to learn about your power, about that balance of law and order, and about how in control of yourself and your, whether it be your business, how you're growing in your company, how you're growing in your vocation, whatever it is that you're doing, you have a very keen set of skills that kind of like differentiates you from the pack, so to speak, right? Or from the pack, so to speak, right? As the Emperor. You remember when I said, like, you're fierce. Like, look at this red suit. Like, red is all about power. It's all about vitality. It's eye-catching. It's attention-grabbing, right? Gets the people going. This is you. You know that you are sharp. You know that when you are asked to do something, you not only rise to the occasion, but you really, really work on going above and beyond the call of duty, because I feel like in your work or as it pertains to maybe your companies or something in regards to like your material world, you know that things are a reflection of you. So you really try to rise to the occasion as it pertains to that. There could also be an Aries around you that maybe you might need to, you know, look out for. I'm not really seeing that though, but I just have to state what it is, you know, shark and then the Emperor. There could be someone out there who's looking at your business and maybe they want to acquire it, or like there could be someone out there who has their eye on you and they just want you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they are just looking, not looking at you as prey. Yeah, not looking at you as prey, but maybe, but in like not a predatory way, not like crazy, like, oh, I'm gonna get this person. No, but like maybe someone is very interested in you and that's all they see. Like, you are all they see. Okay. So yeah, let's hop into your reading pile number 2s, and I will be doing the Celtic cross layout for this reading. So in our first position here, we have the 9 of Cups. Okay, so this is the you now in the heart of the matter position. So again, you could be manifesting a lot of things into your life, and a lot of things that you have been asking for could be coming to fruition during this time, right? And I feel like you feel good about the things that you have accomplished to date, and you're proud of yourself. You know, you're proud of the things that you have acquired, the emotional stability that you have acquired as well. And I feel like you're not shy about it, right? You're not shy about showing people or telling people about your achievements, right, to date with the 9 of Cups here. In the blockage position, we have the Star. So I feel as if whether you would deem it as a blockage or like the conclusive of the reading with the 9 of Cups and the Star, there's definitely wish fulfillment here, right? Maybe at times you don't even realize how much you have manifested, right? Because typically in the 9 of Cups, they show a person that's sitting on a concrete bench, right? And that means, yes, you're proud of your achievements, you're proud of your success, but don't become complacent in what it is that you have acquired so far. You always want to, we're expanding beings as humans, right? So we're ever expanding and we're ever compounding on the things that we want, we desire, we want to achieve, right? So don't get too comfortable with just this position for a long time. You could rejoice in this position. You can even take time to smell the roses, but don't get too comfortable with a certain position or a certain lot in life. Always try to want to grow, to develop, to be a better person, to be, to really reach like self-actualization or the highest embodiment of yourself, right? So again, with the star card in the blockage position, I feel like maybe you haven't even really been able to sit down and smell the roses about the things that you've manifested, about what's coming into your life, about these wishes being granted. Because we have 2 wish fulfillment cards right here. Okay. So in the conscious goal, again, seemingly you are not feeling complacent at all. You are feeling with the conscious goal, you want it all. You want that 10 of cups. You want that extremely happy life with everything that comes with it, right? That emotional fulfillment, the emotional intelligence. That's what I consider the 10 of cups, is being so emotionally fulfilled and intelligent that like you're just a happy camper. You're just a happy person overall. And you not only are just a happy person, but the people surrounding your life are happy too, right? Yeah, and get this, pile number 2. We have the 10 of cups. This usually is a rainbow. It's kind of a rainbow, but it's not every color. And we have the eternal child here with this card, okay, which is embodying the rainbow. So there is a lot of light, love, and prosperity in your life. And I feel like God, Spirit, Source, Energy is urging you to learn and lean into this beautiful stage of your life right now, okay? I also do want to read the eternal child. I'm sorry, I kind of skipped over that. But I do want to read this card for you. You know what? Oh my God, this is like the Emperor card. That's interesting. This is it. I just realized that. Look, so we have 4, and then we have 4 here. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I just realized that. So let's see. Let's read. So we have card 69. I feel like you could be having very playful, joyful experiences right now as well. So we have the eternal child. It says the inner child, the child of joy. The eternal child is connected to the timeless, ageless, and infinite aspects of life. It is radiant and fearless and seeks joy above all else and at any cost. It struggles being bound to an aging body with physical limitations in a world that demands attention to detail and logistics. The eternal child wants to nix all rules and responsibilities and go beyond what others say is possible. I love that. It wants to return with plenty of friends. Hello, 10 of cups. To the land of the free, where divine wine and creativity pour from the earth and sky. We all want a sip from the well of eternal youth, and this makes the eternal child naturally popular, perhaps even famous. The eternal child glimmers. It reminds us of what is possible, what is magical about this precious life. It says, when light, joyful, playful, accepts all, magic. And it says, when dark, addicted, selfish, adrifts, burns out. Right? It says, go deeper. Icarus, Peter Pan, Rumi's, has anyone seen the boy? It says the archetype is so spirited that when its appetite for life isn't satiated, it seeks spirits and substance elsewhere. The eternal child struggles with addictions of all varieties. It says celebrity culture is based heavily on this archetype, as is the as is the phrase live hard, die young in the series of artists and musicians who died at 27. And you know what's interesting? I was watching on Disney Plus the other day Peter Pan, because I was watching the, what is it called? The live action Peter Pan with a loved one. And then I was like, you know what? I don't think I've ever even seen like the original Peter Pan. So I went to go watch it, and it was kind of trippy. It was like a little dark. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like pile number twos. Oh my goodness. So I'm not even gonna, this is a deep reading. Now that I read that card, this is a very deep reading. This is a very deep reading. I don't know if anyone has seen Peter Pan recently, but you know how he makes that deal with like the guy who's like showcasing not Peter Pan, Pinocchio. I'm so sorry, Pinocchio, not Peter Pan. I watched the live action version of Pinocchio. So how Pinocchio, and I just watched the original Pinocchio as well. So like, basically Pinocchio gets sold to this guy who's like promising him all the riches and fame and everything he wants in the world, and it's almost like a deal with the devil, so to speak, right? And not the actual devil, but a deal with things instead of joy, instead of life, instead of prosperity, instead of community. It's like making a deal to have so much worldly stuff that it succumbs you and you burn out, right? Like with this Ten of Swords here, okay? With the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Swords, I'm getting like the Tale of Icarus, and this has been coming up a lot. It like, just in like conversations, about like, be careful what you wish for, so to speak, right? Pile number twos, be careful what you wish for. Now, I don't think this is a bad reading or anything like that, but I just feel as if you could be cautioned right now that some wishes that you've had, whether in the past or even currently, could be very close to taking form. And I feel like you're going to get another opportunity to be like, hey, is this what you really want? Or do you want to, you know, maybe try to ask for something else or things of that nature, right? And yeah, I just feel like that's coming up in this reading, okay? So again, this Ten of Cups is in your conscious goal position. So unknown influence is the Seven of Cups. Again, all these wishes are coming into being for you, pile number twos, okay? So be very, choose wisely, choose wisely, choose wisely, okay? Not all that glitters is gold. And that's what the overarching message of that movie Pinocchio was about, right? And it's crazy because Pinocchio wanted to be a real boy, right? Because Geppetto, the artist from the Shopmaker, wanted him to be a real boy, and he wished upon a star, and then boom, that's what happened. His wish was granted. But in order for Pinocchio to be a real boy, he had to honor certain virtues, right? He had to know the difference between right and wrong. He had to go to school or whatever, like become knowledgeable about life and things of that, learn. Oh my goodness, this is all correlating, right? And then on top of that, he had to be honest, and he had to sacrifice certain things. He had to be not self-sacrificial, but he had to like care enough for his loved ones in order to honor them. And if that meant maybe sacrificing himself in certain ways, right? Maybe let's say in this, because I don't want anyone to think, oh my gosh, she's talking about sacrifice. No. What I'm saying is that maybe you've always wanted to make $10 million or to have a huge business, but you know that in order to have a huge freaking business that's like a a household name, you would have to sacrifice a lot of time with your family and loved ones in order to put into your business. You might want to rethink that because you love your family, you love the people who are closest to you, and you know that time is precious. So how would you best spend your time? Is it through acquiring wealth and notoriety, or is it with the people who mean so much to you, who've sacrificed for you? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that story, right? So in the unknown influence, I feel like you have been understanding that, look, everything comes at a price, whether that's a price of my time, whether that's a price of money, whether that's a price of you name it, right? So I'm going to choose wisely on certain things, right? And not be impulsive with this Knight of Wands here as it pertains to decision making, right? Not making the impulsive choices, okay? So let's see. Okay, pile number twos. In the past influence, we have the Six of Cups. Look, some type of spirit guide, some angel ancestor or guide is giving you what you wanted, right? This inner child wish, whatever this is. This could be to own your own business, to be your own boss, to really kind of like rule over your own domain with the Emperor here, right? Really be autonomous, right? To do what it is that you want in life and make, almost like be a shot caller. You know what I'm saying? In life. And I feel like maybe your current self has given that to your inner child. Okay? And it's already happened. You've already kind of gotten that wish, right? Now, in the approaching influence, we have the Ten of Swords, okay? So I feel like whatever you've been wishing for or asking for, pile number twos, is coming with the price. Is coming with like, with this Ten of Swords, I don't want to maybe burnout, okay? Because how hard you have to work at something, or let's say this is your own business. Let's say this is helping others. It could be coming at the price of overworking yourself to the point of such depletion, you're just kind of burnt out. Okay, and maybe it's just the thought of burning out too with the Ten of Swords, because it's interesting here, pile number twos, this is the only swords card in this whole reading. Everything else is cups. Literally everything else is cups. We have a major arcana here, and then we have one wands card. So it's almost like you're feeling this into being right now. And I feel like the approaching influences could be thoughts of like, well, what if I burn out? Like, what if I can't handle this workload? Or what if I can't handle the things that I'm asking for, right? So let's see. We have inner resource and talent position is a Two of Cups. I feel like you really have positioned yourself in the right circles, pile number twos. I feel like you all have met amazing connections, and this was once a wish. And I feel like your inner resource or talent could be really choosing wisely about the people, the company you keep, right? The people you surround yourself with. Have you ever heard of the saying, you are the 5 people who basically you surround yourself with? And I feel like you have that knack for choosing the right people to be in your circle or to be around you. Okay, they could be beneficial. These could be business partners. These could be lovers. These could be friends, family members, you name it. But you really have a knack for choosing up, right? Choosing the right people who know the right people. You know what I'm saying? You really have a knack for connecting and networking is what I'm getting as well. That's a talent and a resource of yours. And how others see you is the Four of Cups. I feel like this came out in another reading too. I can't remember which one, but I would definitely suggest you go watch it. How other people see you could be like, you might have a lot of offers to the point where maybe you can't commit to everything, right? Maybe that Ten of Swords energy, they could think that you maybe burn out quick, or like maybe you have lost stamina or lost like kind of like that zest for life, okay? Or not even that, like look at these 3 cups here and then the 4th cups, almost like you're over kind of like, you know, I don't want to say ungrateful. Maybe you just have so much on your plate right now that, you know, you can't take a lot of offers, or maybe they just see you as rejecting their offers because it doesn't make you happy, right? Whatever it is that they're offering you, whatever it is that they want you to do, it's not making you happy. So it's almost like you're choosing your happiness over something else. Also with the 4 of Cups, I'm getting no new friends. That's what I'm getting, the 4 of Cups. People might see you as like loyal to, I always say like loyal to the soil, right? Like loyal to the people that are already in your life, and you're not really asking for any other people to come in at this time. Like you're kind of over it. Maybe you're not like answering your phone for certain people anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're content with what you have and who you have it with, right? In the hopes and or fears, we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel like I was saying earlier with the 7 of Cups, you could have a hopes of like just going for the gusto, going after the things that you want, feeling inspired, feeling creative, right? Taking massive action, but also you don't want to overcommit to something and then kind of realize that you don't want it. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting that the Knight of Wands is running towards this 4 of Cups. And these are both kind of like cards that suggest kind of like haphazard action taking, right? With the Knight of Wands, in one respect, this person might, you know, really go with the gusto after what they want and then realize, okay, I want something else, or constantly changing their mind, or just being very impulsive in regards to their decision making, in regards to what they choose, right? So in one area, you could hope to have this be led by your passions, but you don't want to be at the mercy of your passions, right? You don't want to be at the mercy of these temptations, but you still want to go after what you're passionate about, but you don't want to be at the mercy of what it is that is being offered to you, right? Which I kind of understand. So the outcome is the Sun, okay? So I feel like you're making the right decisions. You are feeling revitalized. You're feeling rejuvenated. You're feeling like a child. You're feeling like all your hopes, dreams, and goals are being met, which is lovely, pile number 2s. Literally, like this reading was so in sync, okay? I feel like your inner child is really praising you right now. It's like bidding you a job well done for making certain decisions in your life. Like you are really on the course of really kind of like getting what you want out of life, okay? And it's almost like, it's funny because with the Emperor, I'm thinking of self-made, but no one's self-made, right? There's contributions. There's contributions from people, whether they're still in your life or not in your life, that has gotten you to these decisions. But it was your thoughts, it was your belief in yourself, and it was your action and your decisions that also compounded with the loving relationships in your life that allowed you to be self-made almost. I feel like pile number 2s, a lot of y'all had a vision of being self-made, and now you're here, and now you are really about to start celebrating that if you haven't even already. And I feel like Spirit wants you to learn how to continue to celebrate yourself from the choices that you have made, because they've really allotted you a really beautiful life, or they're about to allot you a really beautiful life, okay? Because you have made the right choices. And on top of that, you're really guarding the gates of your thoughts in regards to making impulsive decisions. I feel like you're learning this now, okay? So let's pull 3 more oracle cards to end your reading. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. And I feel like you never kind of left that inner child. You never dimmed your inner child voice, right? Tell me more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 2s. Clear, concise, accurate messages. Advice, guidance, and wisdom for our pile number 2s to conclude their reading. We have card number 38 with endless possibilities. I feel like you've always known this about yourself, pile number 2s. Like, the world is your oyster, and like you can do, have, and be anything you want. Look at all the stars here too. It's like, I don't know, are you about to become like a star? Either a local star or something? Like, you're letting your stardom or your light shine very bright right now, pile number 2s. And you know that, you know, whatever you wish can happen. You know, the world is full of endless possibilities. Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages. Thank you. We have great and full. Look at that. Look at that trophy. You're champion. And I feel like it's because you've allowed your being to be grateful about things, to be very just inundated with gratitude about your life. Look, 444, okay? I feel like your angels, ancestors, and guides are really protective over you and are protecting you so thoroughly at this time. And to be honest, we have 4444, so it's like in overtime. You are really being celebrated right now, or about to be. And we have card number 9, the Rose's Kiss. This is really a beautiful reading. And we have card number 3, the Time Machine, at the bottom of the deck. So I do want to read a little bit of the key concepts from these oracle cards for you before we end your reading, pile number 2. So let's see. So card number 38, we have endless possibilities, and it says key concepts. It says unlimited potential, moving beyond limited beliefs and the filter of an unhealed past, using your awareness to discern what is possible and having the courage to leap beyond even that. That's freaking gorgeous. Pile number 2s. Okay, so we have card number 4 with great and full. It says great and full, key concepts, the mindful practice of gratitude, knowing that you are enough, committing to your intentions, a sense of sufficiency, letting go of attachment to form. I love this. Yeah, this is beautiful. So let's see, card number 9. Wow, this is really a good reading, pile number 2s. It says card number 9, the Rose's Kiss, key concepts, joy, experiencing pleasure, deep satisfaction and enjoyment, desires, acknowledged, 5 sensory reality. You're stopping to smell the roses. Didn't I say that with the first card? I said that with the first card. You're stopping to smell the roses, okay? In your life right now. This is going to be a beautiful time in your life that you're experiencing, and I feel like from now and is going to be perpetuated for a while, pile number 2s, okay? So with that being said, pile number 2s, I love you so much, my dreamy dreamers. If you like this reading, if it resonated, please give this reading a big thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Share this content with loved ones, family, friends, or anyone who would best benefit from the messages provided here today. I love you so much, dreamy dreamers, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 3s, welcome back to your reading. So you all chose this aragonite crystal, okay, which is a stabilizing stone, and it really helps for clear interpretation and clarity and really unclouding certain things that you need, just ultimate, clear, concise, to the point messages on, okay? It's a great stone for meditation as well. So in regards to what Spirit is urging you to learn about your life right now is, it's reoccurring too, as this is the 3rd pile, is to really be in a state of meditation at all times, right? And how you can do this is through different meditative techniques, such as, I know they call it mindfulness meditation, but you can also call it the meditation of presence, being in the present moment, and how that helps to not create anxiety nor depression, because when we are depressed, we are thinking a lot about the past, and when we are anxious, we're thinking too much about the future, right? We're too prevalent, we're too heavily regarding the outcome, okay, of whether it was the outcome of past situations or the outcome of the future situations that haven't even happened yet, right? So I feel like for those who've chose this pile with Argonite, is giving you this more grounding and stabilizing understanding of just be in the present moment. And as long as you live in the present moment, or as long as you just remind yourself constantly to be in the present, right? They call it the present because it is a gift, okay? But yeah, to be in the present moment, everything's going to be all right. And I feel like you're learning this in your life right now, how being in the present and not dwelling upon the past and the future really helps your mental state, okay? Your day-to-day mental state as well, okay? So let's unveil your pile selection card, and we have the 1. I love this. Okay, so we have XXX. So I don't know, maybe you found the 1. You are the one, like Neo in the Matrix. You are the chosen one, okay? They say many are called, but few answer, okay? And you have answered. And it's with 10, 10, 10. Well, yeah, the X is obviously, what is it called? The Roman numerals stand for the number 10. So some of you all could be in your 30s, or some of you all could just be turning 30 this year, or be 30. And it's like you're adhering to the call, okay? You are the one, like almost like there is a spotlight on you or something like that. So let's delve a little deeper, or you have found the 1 or something like that. But let's delve a little deeper with this message. Pile number 3s. I feel like you're starting to understand that you are the one. You are the one who can only make these positive changes in your life, no one else. So I feel like you're not seeking external validation anymore. You're giving yourself this validation. So let's see. Okay, I love this. Ugh. Sorry, I get a little agitated when these cards just... Alrighty, so it says the 1, non-duality, one love, unus mundus. It says, our ability to experience this archetype firsthand is limited. It comes in brief and potent memories that are left to savor for a lifetime. The 1 is both the energy that unites all living beings and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives. That's why I said maybe you're turning 30, because like maybe you're just feeling this. Maybe you're just figuring this out, right? So it says this archetype eludes us most of our lives. Granted, 30 isn't most of your life, but you know what I mean. So it says appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence, we keep getting reverence in these different piles. It's fascinating. So you might also be attracted to pile number 2 as well. Pile number 1, there could be a message in there for you. You definitely don't have to go watch it, but it is a suggestion, okay? So it says, yet when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away and we are left with what is, the precious knowing that life is a gift. What did I say? Oh my goodness. Be in the present moment, because they call it the present because it is a gift. That's trippy. And we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. Whew, this is deep. It says when light serves, loves, accepts, resonates, right? It says when dark ignores, omits, excludes. It says go deeper. James Turrell, The Color Inside. Wow. It says the poem Self-Portrait by David White. It says, it is said that Om is the primordial sound of the universe and that all other mantras are born from it. Simply imagining this possibility will activate the one. It says the onus mundus is a circle representing the unity of existence. The unity of existence. Is it possible that the beginning and the end of all things is love? Wow. So you're really meditating on unconditional love, pile number threes, or God, Spirit, Source, Energy, your higher self, the Most High, whatever that connects you to this source, right? Whatever name you give to it, is urging you to learn how to meditate on love. I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's what I'm getting. How to meditate on love, because when we do that, we heal ourselves, and with healing ourselves, we heal another, or we heal others, right? So let's hop into the reading. We have Justice at the bottom of the deck. I really feel like you are just saying it like it is, meaning what you say and say what you mean, and justice is prevailing here. You have been brought back to center, back into neutrality. There is neither a duality. There isn't a shifting too far into any which direction of the pendulum. You are centered, okay? You are balanced. You have the lightheartedness of a feather, and that is the truth. That is the utter truth. Pile number threes, okay? I just feel like you're definitely at a state of equilibrium right now that is really helping you to feel just connected, this interconnectedness to all that there is, right? So we're doing the Celtic Cross layout style. So I'm going to start with the first card here. We have in the You Now Heart of the Matter position is the Six of Swords. Yeah, you're being guided to neutrality. You're being guided to calmer waters, pile number threes. And I feel like it's about time, right? It's definitely about time. I feel like your angels, ancestors, and guides, God, Spirit, Source, Energy, your higher self, whatever you want to name, the omnipotent, is really cooling the fires of your thoughts, right? And it's almost like, you know, you were weary, you were tired, but God, Spirit, Source, Energy held you in their arms and said, it's okay. And you really ingested that healing presence of spirit, and it led you to feel lighter in regards to your thoughts and certain feelings that you have had that you really wanted to be freed of, okay? In the blockage position with the Four of Cups, I feel like what was blocking you was a sense of apathy, was a sense of maybe feeling alone, was a sense of that nothing was enough, even when things were really coming into your life and you were being offered things, right? Good opportunities, love, compassion. It was almost like you felt numb. You couldn't feel anything. Maybe you kind of like that how that saying goes, a stick in the mud, whatever that means, right? But yeah, it was like this feeling of apathy that like maybe you weren't answering people's calls. Maybe you were just kind of like shut into your house and didn't really want to communicate with people and just wanted to be alone, right? So a state of meditation, but like not in a state of reverence or love, but almost like you were forced, you know, like you just, I don't know, you didn't really have empathy, right? I feel like apathy is like, it might not be the opposite, I don't know, but it's like the other side of the spectrum as it relates to empathy, right? You were voided of empathy. And that was what was blocking this movement out of certain like maybe mindsets or mentality that you had been going through, okay? In the conscious goal position, it's the Two of Swords. It's just you wanting to decide already to heal your heart, to heal whatever that was you felt as if was bogging you down. You wanted a state of peace and restfulness as it pertained to your mind. You wanted peace of mind. That was your conscious goal, or that still is your conscious goal. And I feel like you're working every day to make this conscious goal a reality. as well as, look, we have the Two of Swords and the Three of Swords, as well as healing yourself in the process. It's interesting. We have a lot of Swords energy here, and I felt like this could have been brought on to overthinking or anxiety, right? Because I feel like that's really what anxiety is a lot of overthinking, right? Overanalyzing a situation to the point where you feel stuck, like you can't move out of it. And I feel like your heart is being healed right now, and I feel like God, Spirit, Source energy, you name it, is urging you to learn how to always go back to this centered space so that whenever it, or if ever this continues to occur, you know how to heal it. You know how to get yourself out of it quicker and quicker and quicker, right? So with the unknown influence, we have the Five of Swords. I felt like maybe you were overthinking about certain situations and you wanted to like win at all cost, right? Maybe you wanted to prove your point or prove something. And I felt like there was a victory here, but it was very hollow. It left nobody feeling liberated or feeling good. It wasn't for the highest good of all. It was just for the highest, for the only the good of one. If you would even consider that good, I guess, you know, good, bad, and good and bad are like perceptions, right? They are. But I felt like you were in survival mode, pile number 3s, okay? In the unknown influence, you were in survival mode and you did what you had to do, whether that was not answer people's call, not take invites, not take requests, right? To, you know, in your mind's eye at that time to get through the situation that you needed to, right? In the past influence, we have the moon. Again, you were confronting your shadow self, okay? You were confronting the dark, insidious thoughts that crept in at the time. And I felt like whether it was through rumination, whether it was through too much analysis over these thoughts, the darkness, the shadow self, it wasn't integrated. It outweighed the light at a point in time, right? With the moon here. And I feel like you didn't understand that. So you had just wore these masks whenever you had to go out. And so you were feeling anxious, you were feeling worried, but maybe no one knew it at that moment. Or maybe people kind of felt it, but didn't really know why this energy was emanating from you at the time, right? With the approaching influences, we have the Ace of Wands. Now you're feeling inspired. Now you're feeling back to business. Now you're feeling back like you're like yourself, right? I know the Ace of Wands is it's an opportunity to really exude and live in a very passionate life, live in a very passionate state. And with the Six of Swords and the Ace of Wands, that's what you're being led to live in the opportunity to embody your passions, right? And in a good way. Maybe you're feeling very fertile with creativity and you're allowing your creativity to guide you. I know in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, the Ace of Wands and the leaves falling off the wand here, it stands for the Yod, and it's almost like the creative spark of God, right? So it's almost like God, Spirit, Source energy, the oneness that you are now in, the non-duality, the non-competitiveness, right? It's not a competition when we're all one person, right? When everyone is you pushed out, so to speak. And with the Ace of Wands, it's like you're starting over again and you're really acknowledging and feeling one with your passions and with your creativity. So you have this extra energy to exude towards the things that light you up, towards the things that inspire you. And in contrast, you are inspiring others around you. It says your inner resource or talent position is the Eight of Cups. You know, I feel like you're able to move from one state to another, right? And it's interesting because the Eight of Cups is a portal card and it signifies this, I think this lunar eclipse that's happening in the background. So I feel like once you've had enough of feeling, you know, down and out, you just pick yourself back up again in any way you have learned to in the past, or, you know, you have acquired wisdom to do it, and you pick yourself up and you move towards the next thing, which is the Nine of Cups. And that could be towards your wishes, your goals, your ambition. And that is a talent of yours, to know when enough is enough and to know when to brave the darkness, right? You make friends with the darkness, so to speak, right? So now with the one, you have integrated this dark shadow aspect of your personality, and you have learned to do that, right? You've learned to do that through this experience that maybe you have just partaken in, right? Especially with the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups, right? You had to kind of like really face yourself and confront yourself and your shadowy aspects. Maybe that's not wanting to talk to anyone, or, really needing to feel your emotions and just let it come out so you can finally leave that once and for all. And how others see you is the Three of Swords. So maybe people see you as you're healing, right? You're just healing yourself right now. Or maybe people think you're heartbroken and you need to heal. So maybe they're giving you your space right now, or, giving you the space that you need in order to get back into your natural self, right? Who you really are intrinsically, which is a non-duality person, which is an integrated person, right? Which is a person who loves unconditionally and compassionately, right? Maybe people see you as getting to the heart of the matter of whatever it is that's plaguing you right now. There's nothing wrong with that. So with the hopes and or fears position, we have the Judgment card. So maybe you hoped to be vindicated. You hoped that, through whatever you were going through mentally or emotionally, right, or spiritually speaking, that, there was some type of rescue, there was some type of relief on the other end. And obviously it seems like there were, right? And then also the fear is almost like maybe you really started to think like, and you really started to go back to the past, like, am I being punished, right? Am I being punished? Am I being judged accordingly for the things that I've done that maybe I didn't realize I was hurting others? Or, you were really taking a deep assessment into like what you sow, you will reap. And I felt like you've in this hopes and fears position, you hope to have reaped goodwill and good tidings through maybe how you've helped others in the past, but you've also maybe feared to a certain degree, well, what about those times when I faltered? What about those times when I was led into temptation? What if that's coming back to bite me? But I don't think that's what happened at all, right? I think your goodness outweighed your transgressions, pile number 3s. And I felt like maybe you had a sigh of relief coming out of the end of that, right? Coming, being led out of that tunnel, and you saw the light again, and you were like, whew, like, thank God, thank Spirit, thank, the Most High, my higher self, okay? And what the outcome is the Three of Cups. Yeah, you were celebrating. You started to celebrate that you had made it out of this kind of dark, shadowy, fearful state, right? You made it through, and you were able to kind of like feel like yourself once again, right? You were able to celebrate with maybe people and people you cared about, people you loved, and, you're being like called to, come out and enjoy your life now. And now you're doing that. And now you know that there's nothing to fear but fear itself, right? And it's interesting because we have, even this is like the Ace of Swords with the Justice card, Two of Swords. We have the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Swords. My God. You had to go through all these swords moment, you had to go through all this. And now, you're back at 1. That's really trippy. Pile number 3s, okay? And it was all in the mind. Fear is an illusion of the mortal mind. And sometimes we forget that, right? We fall asleep. We're unconsciously guided towards fear. But that's not what's real. This oneness, this non-duality that we experience through love and compassion and kindness is what's real. And I feel like that's the truth that you got to, and that's why you're able to balance yourself out, pile number 3s. So let's conclude your reading with some oracle messages for advice, guidance, and wisdom to conclude your reading, pile number 3s. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck, for giving our pile number 3s clear, concise, accurate messages, Spirit. What does pile number 3s, what do you want to leave pile number 3s with? Advice, guidance, and wisdom for our pile number 3s. Look at this. We have card number 22 with tender embrace. Beautiful connectedness, right? Now you feel connected with other people again. Tell us more, Spirit. Advice, guidance, and wisdom. Thank you. One more card. Okay, so y'all got 2 more cards. So look at that. We have card number 41, a higher view. So I feel like you had to stop being so subjective. You had to take yourself out of the analysis, and you just looked at things from an objective point of view. And that's really what helped you to get out of this like muck you were running in your mind, pile number 3. So we have card number 5 with body and soul. We have card number 44, the divine matrix. And we have card number 25, birds of a feather. So I feel like with birds of a feather, I feel like you could be very tapped into the collective conscious mind. And I know this isn't just, I feel like this isn't a one-off situation, pile number 3s. You're not an anomaly. I feel like this was happening in your environment too. And I feel like birds of a feather, flock together. So a lot of people probably in your environment were going through things that you had no idea. And because you're so in tune and tapped in, you were just an open vessel for that energy, right? And like attracts like. So maybe you were even vibrating on that level that allotted the compoundingness of those emotions to kind of really take place in yourself, right? Body and soul. So I'm going to read a few of these key concepts. I'm not going to read tender embrace. I'll read body and soul. So it says key concept, taking care of yourself, seeing yourself as a complete package, the one, okay? Body not separate from soul, centered in your sense of self, comfortable in your body, your authentic identity and physical health. I feel like you are being asked to learn more about your physical health and to take care of your physical health. And on top of that, you had to take care of your mental health first before you could even start to integrate into taking care of your body and your physical health as well. But now you're kind of like in the swing of that. Like now you're like, okay, now that I have kind of made it through this dark night of the soul, so to speak, now I can start to, maybe reintegrate exercise or working out or stretching and releasing all this trauma that has been stored in the body. Even if it's not crazy trauma, maybe it's just been like, I don't know, I can't even explain it, but certain things that you've been through mentally that has kind of left its grooves in the mind, right? So with card number 44, Divine Matrix, let's see. Let's read this card. It says, the realm of spirit, the knowledge that we are all divine beings, part of a tapestry, weaving our dreams into the fabric of reality, synchronicity, learning to trust the way things unfold. And I feel like this is what's gotten you into this objective point of view. And I feel like these 2 cards are very much alike, right? You're centered in your being. You're just allowing things to happen now. You're not allowing the outcome to to overflow, to inundate your mind anymore. You're just kind of going with the flow of life. You're trusting in life, right? Okay, pile number 3. So I love you so much, my dreamy dreamers. If you like this reading, if it resonated, please hit this thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Share this content with loved ones, family, friends, or anyone who would best benefit from the messages provided here today. Again, I love you so much, pile number 3. And until next time, I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 4s. Welcome back to your reading. So you all chose this Untitled Jasper crystal as your pile selection stone. And The Untitled Jasper crystal really unifies the heart and the mind, and it makes us come to conclusive decisions, whereas we might have been ruminating over what choice or what decision that needs to be made, right? We could have been stalling on a decision or been very indecisive about the choices we need to make in life, right? So I'll get back to this, but what I was getting during the pre-shuffle, especially as it pertains to the Ace of Pentacles, is God, Spirit, Source, Energy, whatever you call the omnipotent, is really urging you to learn about your life right now. To whom much is given, much is required. I just thought that. I just got that as soon as I seen the Ace of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess. To whom much is given, much is required. And I feel like you're really learning a valuable lesson as it pertains to thought forms and how thoughts are things and how thoughts can really transmute into our external realities. So we really need to be very aware of the thoughts that we think, as well as the company we keep, okay? Because energy is neither lost nor destroyed. It's transferable. It's transferable. It's transferable. And I feel like coming up, right? Coming up as a child or just in life in general, we hear those words, but I feel like until now, into this part of our journey in existence, do we really understand what that means, right? So again, let's uncover your pile selection card. We have the thread. Whew, child. Exactly. There is always a thread connected to us, the people in our lives, circumstances, situation, and it's almost like to whom much is given, much is required, and we really have to value our life, right? We have to value how we are interwoven with everything and vice versa. Everyone is interwoven with us, right? So we really have to understand and make sure that we are really putting out the best energies at this time. The interweaving that every thought, every deed that we do is interwoven, not just in our lives, but the lives of others around us and vice versa. Okay, so I do want to read a little bit out the guidebook of this particular card, pile number 4. So just give me one moment while I find it. So we have 205. Okay, so we have the thread, and it says the path, the vein, the circuit. It says life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously and circuitously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. It says we connect to the energy of the thread. However, we strike the deepest vein in the, it says when we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug, meaning is pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread. A song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our hearts required. And it says when light, the circuit of meaning without chaos. It says when dark, binding, frustrating, taut. And it says go deeper, the sculptures of Eva Hesse. And it says, you may think you have to find the thread and pull it. Imagine, though, that it's already tied around you, waiting for you to follow it home. It says, recall a moment in your life when you felt fully alive. The thread is waiting for you amid the details of that memory, okay? So I love this pile number 4 is exactly what I was saying. Like, I feel like to whom much is given, much is required. And there are so many connectors in our lives to past, present, future, right? If we look back in retrospect, we can see how certain things played out for us for a reason, right? So with that being said, let's begin your reading, pile number 4s. We have at the bottom of the deck the Ace of Pentacles. So with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity being given to you right now. And again, to whom much is given, much is required. So it's like you can take these opportunities and seize them, but remember, they're opportunities. So it's not guaranteed. The aces of the tarot suggest that although there are certain things being handed to you right now, you have to handle them with care. You have to handle them with the utmost responsibility that your life is calling for right now, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to read this tarot spread in the Celtic cross layout. So I'm going to begin with the first card here. So in the You Now Heart of the Matter position, we have the Nine of Cups. And this is symbolic of you knowing that you want to achieve certain things, excuse me, or that there are certain wishes that are being granted to you right now, and you are achieving certain things, and you feel very emotionally satisfied right now with what you have not only are being given the opportunity to achieve right now, but have conquered or have been given in the past, right? And you're in a very satiated position right now. You feel emotionally fulfilled and content by the things that you have in your life. And even as it pertains to the Two of Wands being at the bottom of this Nine of Cups, you're on the right path. You're trusting in your life more and more as the days move forward. And you know that whatever you want, you could basically have, right? But again, the same thing is reiterated: to whom much is given, much is required. So you could also think about those things, and you're begging the question of what is it that you're calling into your life, and is it really what you want right now? And is it really going to be of the highest good for everyone involved, right? And I feel like you're begging that question right now, right? So in the blockage position with the Five of Swords, I have a feeling like you're doing what you have to do in order to claim these victories, in order to claim these successes, but you also don't want them to be in vain. You don't want to claim success and look around and there's no one around you to celebrate with, right? You also don't want to claim success by any means necessary. And I feel like as this is in the blockage position, I feel like maybe at times you might feel a little conflicted about the things that you want and the things that you're asking for, because in your mind's eye, you're probably thinking, well, what will I have to do to get there? And is it worth it? You know, is it worth that? But I feel like maybe even you could be thinking what could go wrong or hollow victories, but you could think about how can you use the people, places, and resources available to you at this time to help everyone involved, right? Not to play the game, but to learn the rules of the game so that you make your own rules of the game. Not to just acquiesce to whatever, the rules are and just say, okay, well, I'm going to just abide by these rules. No, when you learn how to play the game and when you become the master of the game, then you are allowed to kind of make your own rules to them, as long as they are in accordance with divine law and the principles of the universe, right? So in your conscious goal position is the Queen of Pentacles. You want to be abundant in every avenue of your life, whether that's material abundance, whether that's spiritual abundance, whether that's emotional abundance, physical abundance. You want to be in this state of abundance, not only just for you, but to help and care and nurture your loved ones, your communities, and your environment, right? With the Queen of Pentacles represents earth energy, right? It represents the zodiac signs Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, which in and of itself, especially embodying the characteristics of the Queen of Pentacles, you are very nurturing to the point where you would give the shirt off of your back to a person who needs it. So yeah, yes, while you might want to be abundant, you also want to do right by the people in your life through the abundance that you seek, right? And I feel like God, Spirit, Source energy is urging you to learn that about your life right now. You're learning about your material world more so because you've probably in the past conquered your emotional world and your spiritual world. So now is the time to really hone the opportunity to learn about your material world as well. And I say this because we have the High Priestess at the bottom of the Queen of Pentacles here, which means, you know, I feel like, and I don't think I'm alone in this feeling. God, Spirit, Source energy, whatever you want to call the omnipotent, gives us what we can handle, right? So maybe in the past you've asked for certain things and you found yourself not being given them because it wasn't the proper timing, because you did have to lean in and learn certain things in your life or about your life, and you had to connect this thread and understand that you were always connected to the things that you want or the things that you were manifesting in your life. But I feel like maybe they were being kind of like withheld from you for a certain period of time, pile number 4s, because you had to go through those stages of learning that, right? And now that you have now that you know, right, with the High Priestess, then now it's being offered to you, and now you're being able to fulfill the wishes of your conscious goal right now. So in the 4th position, which is unknown influences, is the 8 of Cups, right? You had to walk away from certain things in order to get what you wanted. And I feel like you had to go on this quest, this journey to this 9 of Cups where you are now, okay? And it was refining you through the fire, like the phoenix rising out of the ashes, right? You had to kind of, like, as that saying goes, put down childish things as you now are coming into adulthood or coming into that stage or that point of your life where childish things, whether that be ways of being, acting, thinking, are no longer the prerequisite, right? Are no longer required, okay? And it even shows up here in this Queen of Swords. There's certain things that you had to be real with yourself that you really had to cut off and let go and leave, right? So in the past influence, we have the Tower here. This was an awakening moment. This was an aha moment. This was like, okay, now I understand what's going on, and now I understand how to rebuild from maybe the destructive tendencies that I used to have, whether that be with money, whether that be with relationships, right? Because with Pentacles, I know, cups kind of stand for relationships, but like tangible people in your life, right? Whether it be with your body, right? You're learning how to rebuild from the debris, right? That maybe was learned through these kind of like these upheaval moments in your life, pile number 4s. So in the approaching influence, we have the 2 of Wands. Now you're on the straight and narrow. You're on the right path. You are planning and executing as well, and you feel very powerful. You feel connected to the people, places, and things that you are asking for in life. You feel very connected to the source energy that is not just in you, but is in everyone and everything around you, right? You also might want to check out pile number 3s as well, pile number 4s, because I think there might be some other insights for you in that pile as well. Just a suggestion, you definitely don't have to do that. But in the approaching influences, you're on the right path, and you're going to keep going and keep growing, right? And you know that you feel very connected to source. You feel very connected to spirit. You feel that you are one with everything and everyone is one with you, right? You are connected to the whole even as you are an individual droplet in the sea of source or of everyone else, right? Of the collective. So in your inner resources or talent, we got the 8 of Wands. You get to it, right? I feel like when you have decided on certain things and when you are inspired, you really take inspired action. You really rev your engines towards where it is that you're going in life. And I feel like you're a really excellent communicator, and you really you're very fast paced in a good way, right? When it comes to things and pursuits of yours as well, okay? You even see this person on a motorcycle, they're getting to it. They are really traveling there. So I feel like whenever and it says the circuit, right? When we read about the thread, it says something about the circuit. So I feel like when you are really in this good feeling state, you can make magic happen, pile number 4. So in how others see you, we have the high priestess. People know you have a deep, profound inner knowing of life, and it's even of the unknown, right? People know how connected you are to source and how connected you are to your subconscious mind and your unconscious, and how just you are the high priestess, right? People may come to you for answers, or may come to you to unveil certain hidden truths about life and about even life beyond the veil, right? And I feel like you are stern but fair. So you might offer certain truths, and you might, reveal certain secrets, but you also understand that certain things are just beyond even your perception, right? But you do hold a lot of presence and a lot of magnitude as it pertains to the unknown forces beyond the beyond our three-dimensional reality, okay? And that is a gift. Okay, I feel like a lot of communication comes to you very quickly, and I feel like people see that. So in the hopes and the fears column, we have the Queen of Swords. It's like, I feel like you are the harbinger of truth, right? You tell people how it is, you know what I'm saying? You're very objective and you're very clear-headed, and you have the tendency to be very analytical too, which a lot of people might not even think that of you, right? And you also have the capacity to be very objective in those truths, right? You don't it's almost like you take yourself and you take the other person out of the equation, and you just tell it like it is, right? And also, this comes through experience. You've been through a lot of experience, right? You've taken that voyage into the unknown, and it's made you a better person in the outcome. It's made you a better person in the process, pile number 4s. And so you're not speaking out of your ASS, right? You're not just speaking on shit you don't know. You're speaking from experience, right? And it's interesting because we have 2 of the portal cards in this one reading. We have the 8 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. And traditionally in the Rider-Waite Tarot, there's a threshold, and you can see it's coming from a mountainous region into this beautiful garden. You can see it here as well, but there isn't like this, like a threshold, or with a flowery like threshold in the Rider-Waite Tarot, but it's coming from the mountains, which stand for obstacles and traversing certain things that are just in our way, right? And you've come from that, and it's made you a wiser, more experienced person that is able to speak from experience and to speak certain truths that other people might haven't gone through yet. And you can actually help them be more wise. And with wisdom, it comes through applied knowledge. So people might know what to do, but they might not do it. So maybe if, a person asks you for advice or guidance, and they take the advice that you give them, it could really circumvent a path of hurt that was unnecessary for them to go through in the first place, as long as they kind of heeded the message that maybe you had to give to them, or even someone else in their life, right? So I feel like your hopes and your fears, yes, you want to offer your advice and insight, but you want to do so without sounding too harsh, or without sounding too curt, right? So in the outcome position of the Five of Wands, it's almost like, for some reason, I'm not getting conflict here. I'm getting strategy. You are okay with sparring with ideologies, with other people in regards to maybe how they see life versus how life actually is, right? You're okay with the mental sparring. You're okay with refining your gifts, refining your talents through debate even. I don't know why I'm getting with this Five of Wands. It's like a debate, right? An internal or an external debate, whether you're debating yourselves around certain things that you might think are truths that need to be, shared with others, or whether you're sparring with others in regards to certain truths that they want to convey to you. You don't mind a good, healthy debate for some reason. And I'm feeling like you're going to get one, okay? And this isn't a bad thing. This is just life, right? It is what it is. And it's so interesting because in the hopes and fears, it's almost like you're going to intervene. You might intervene in someone else's conflict and be like, hey, stop all that, like cut that out, with the Queen of Swords and the Five of Wands here right next to each other, because it's almost like whatever or whoever is going through some type of conflict right now, you're teaching them that that's not the way, right? Fighting, competition, it's all a part of the mortal mind, and as it pertains to fear, right? False evidence appearing real, and you might be trying to enlighten them, right? With the Tower being on top of the Five of Wands, enlighten them to certain truths that might shake them up a little bit, but it might disrupt this riffraff that's going on, okay? Or that has the potential to go on, okay? Again, you can also feel a little conflicted about certain things that you've once held as truths for you that are maybe no longer truths for you, right? Because truth, real is relative, right? Real is what we think it is for the most part. Like, think about even reality and what we're going through now. A lot of the times, what we once thought was hard fact is completely obliterated, right? So I feel like that's just what's happening. Like, the conflict in your mind is being completely demolished right now too, especially with that Tower on top of that Five of Wands, and you're starting to kind of find this inner resolve through your own truths, pile number 4. So great job. So we're gonna pick 3 oracle cards to conclude your reading. Whichever cards pop out. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck, for giving us clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 4s. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 4, Spirit. Advice, guidance, and wisdom to conclude pile number 4's reading. Advice, guidance, and wisdom. Thank you. Wow. Okay. So, wow. Beautiful. We have Seeing Beyond, card number 36. This is basically the High Priestess. A lot of truths are being revealed to you. A lot of hidden wisdom that's being revealed to you that is it's probably going to blow your mind, pile number 4s, right? You're going to start seeing how every single thing in your life has been connected even from the start, even probably before you were born, right? Card number 29, Awakened Genius. I feel like the more you tap into spirit and source and how you're seeing that everything is connected, it's going to start making you feel like you can do anything and you can really connect with your ancestors, and they will help you and they will aid in your growth and development as it pertains to your life, right? We have Healing the Heart as well. Card number 23, you're healing yourself right now, okay? And you have healed, okay, your heart. And I feel like you prayed for this. You asked for this. And we have card number 37. This is trippy. We have card number 36 and 37, and it says the Oracle's Gifts. You are an oracle, pile number 4s, and I feel like you allow people to see how every single thing is connected, okay? And how that should heal them in some sort of way, right? That should heal the conflict, the perceiving notion of duality, right? Competition within their hearts. And that could really free them, okay? Pile number 3s. And I feel like you're learning how to cultivate this more and more and more through your ancestry with Awakening Genius, okay? So with that being said, my lovely dreamy dreamers, I love you so much. Pile number 4, amazing reading. If you like this reading, if it resonated with you, please hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Share this content with loved ones, family, friends, or anyone else who would best benefit from the messages provided here today. Again, my dreamy dreamers, I love you so much. And until next time, I'll see you in our next reading. Bye.